All right, by using dodge and burn, burn here to darken, shadows under the arms, keeping it very soft, I am splitting that local flat color of the brown into, in this case, a darker value. And then when I dodge it, into a lighter value. And what's great about dodge and burn is I don't have to change colors at all. It's adjusting the pixels that are there on the screen already. So if I have a color change, it automatically fits with what I have. Now, dodge and burn is tougher to use with hard edge duotone or cut edge duotone, just because the nature of it is to build slowly and to gradate. So it doesn't work as well with a hard edge brush as with a soft edge brush. Okay, now I'll use dodge. Same thing, pretty bold, high exposure. And I can brighten certain highlights. It's still very much duotone because it's not introducing any new colors. It's just giving you different values of the colors that already are there. Still the same hue. Now the reason I tend to overdo it is because remember this is on a duplicate, and so I can always blend it in with my gradation color layer and my flat color layer. To get kind of an in-between result that I like better. All right, so there it is. There it is with the gradation layer. And maybe I want to give that gradation a color. Maybe I want to make it really crazy. Woohoo, but then I'm into full spectrum color right away. So I kind of like it. I can play with that opacity. But then it's getting into full spectrum color, so I should really stop. I can change the angle of that though. So instead of using such a colorful gradation, though I think it works well, let's try something a little more straightforward. Like that. And then just change the colors. So let's see. Let's mix a little. Well, maybe bluish gray into all of my colors. That seems like I need to be bolder with how dark it is. Okay. Let's change that angle. That'll work. Let's take its opacity down. And then let's take the whole opacity down and let the colors show underneath. And then we can even play with blending modes, like multiply, to darken it a little bit. Soft light, pin light, all these different options. And as long as you're doing it to everything at once, you can kind of overlay these different effects on top of each other. Just see what you get. All ways to play with duotone, soft color. Yeah. All right. So now I'm going to save this. I guess I should put some duotone into the eye as well before I finish. Make it really soft edged, so hardness 0%. Maybe paint with white. Just so there's a hint of yellow. And then in the red, let's see, something deeper, more menacing looking. In the red. And something I often do with soft edge duotone is I'll do a low opacity brush so I can kind of work between the two, like so. Introduce a duotone here. Whoops. And remember, the colors have to be separate, but that doesn't mean you can't add black and white to your colors. So sometimes I'll do low opacities of black and white added into the colors as well. Again, it's getting us ready for digital painting, to be sure. Give it just a little bit of sheen on the teeth. Maybe something a little bit darker, the outside of the teeth, the inner jaw. I want to be careful. I don't want to introduce new colors. But I can work between the ones I have already. Make his nostril a deep red. All right, now I can do my old tricks of flattening all the visible layers together that aren't locked, right? By going to layer, holding down merge visible with option and getting them all on one single layer. But this is how my duotone color looks without any line work. Makes a big difference. And what that allows me to do is to play with all the color options all together. So if I want him to go more bluish, more greenish, I certainly can. Darker, lighter, more colorful, less colorful. I think I will take his saturation down just a bit. And you can compare that with what you had before. So what you like better. You can also adjust the overall levels which is never a bad thing to do. Kind of optimizing your highlights and your contrast. And this way you can make your darks deeper and your lights brighter and still have pretty good control over everything. All right. Almost done with my second Godzilla here. Using Duotone soft color, soft edge. Now I'm just making little final touches. Sometimes I can be more precise with the paintbrush tool, but the advantage of using burn and dodge is that I never need to worry about painting outside of the edges. So that's always the safest option. Okay. So to finish this off, I wanted to do a little rising sun. And I'm going to go ahead and do that as a color hold on top of everything with a new layer. So you don't even need a new layer because I'm going to use the shape tool. Use the bright red. Start with a perfect circle in the middle. And then work from different shapes on all sides. Just basically pick the shape, then free transform it. I'm going to use perspective, tilt it in, place it. You can even copy or duplicate that. Let's see, will it let me do that? Yes, it will, and then I can just rotate to get the imperial sun. I actually want this to look a little hand done, so I'm not too concerned about making it perfect. And the real flag is actually varied widths that I've seen. This will give me the impression that I want.